Oh, you idiot. Now you can't fly. Last rocket, don't stuff it up. Oh, alright, let's try that again. Hello and welcome to the realm of Midgard. I'm June Mountain and this is episode 9, chapter 2 from our realm. I'm just sort of standing over here in Midgard, collecting my thoughts after last episode. If you missed that, definitely go and check it out, as Mr. Pro-Ranger and myself got up into a little bit of mischief and played a bit of a prank on Athika. But unfortunately, Athika has not yet joined the realm since we've pulled that prank. And, well, he's a really good friend and he's watched my episode, so he kind of now knows what to expect. So we're, as Mr. Pro-Ranger kind of hinted at towards the end of that last episode, we might need to find a little space to sort of hang out and hide away so we don't die straight away from Athika. And well, I was thinking that we could maybe build that up today in this episode, because well, I've got two things that I want to get done. Number one, find a nice hiding spot, as I said, and number two, I want to get all of the farmland done, you know, at the entrance over here, which I keep putting off, because, you know, so far our entrance looks really cool. If we were to cross the bridge and go over to Midgard, that all looks nice, but if you come across onto our side, you've just got all this wool and, you know, glowstone. So if I spin around and we head down here, you'll be able to see that I've collected up some resources to start working on our farmland over here and up there and as it stretches. And we've also got another little box here, which has sort of the basic items and, you know, palette of what I use to build, you know, my buildings. So let's here's a thought. I'm going to collect up this shulker box behind me, and I'm going to head over to Mr. Pro-Ranger's base, which we sort of briefly saw his meeting room, but we didn't actually show off his build. And over there I've spotted a nice little hillside where I might, you know, build up a little bit of a homestead to hide out. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to try and get some of this stuff built so that at the end of the episode we can come back and see our farm after we finish building our, you know, survivor base over at Mr. Pro-Ranger's place. But before we can do that, we're going to need to sleep, collect up this box and head on over. So I'll do that and then I'll bring you back in when we're at Mr. Pro-Ranger's place. Alright, so if we come through that portal that we saw a fair bit of last episode, we come out into Ranger's build area, which he has been quite busy at building this massive tower. So instead of me just talking about it here, let's actually jump across outside a bit and have a look. Wrong way. So if we come up here, you can see a massive tower that he has started to build as his sort of just, you know, starting point for his whole village. He has his little starter house over there. Very nice, humble beginnings. But, like, he's got this thing set up to be really cool. I think this is his tower that he can overlook, and his plan is to build his village out this way. Yes, hello, cow. Let's see. I think it's red. Yep, no, blue. Blue will take me up to, like, his different precious rooms. No, get out of fly mode. Oh, there we go. And he's got his little throne area. It looks like, oh, here we go. So then he's got his little area to outlook over all of his village. And I think he's doing a really cool job. I really hope. Before he started putting the interior in here, he just had this whole being just a one wide, and it was so much fun trying to shoot up from the bottom and fly all the way up through the one wide gap. But as you can see, there is, you know, a fair bit of space around here to maybe build a little hidey hole while we hide out from Athika. And I'm thinking that if we look right over behind me now. There's a little hillside there, which, you know, as you can see, if he's standing here, it's not too much in the way of his view when he's looking around, but he'll know I'm there. So let's fly over there and then get a little plan out of how we're going to do this. He too has quite a large collection of skeleton horses. Oh, look at this. I reckon here's the spot. Might need to cover up with a bit of dirt, some torches, which I get going. Ooh, we've got a fair bit of a tunnel path we can travel along, so let me do a little bit of, you know, flattening out the ground, and then we'll bring you back in. Alright, so I've done a bit of flattening of that sort of hill over there. I ran out of dirt, so I'm going to have to run back home so I can patch up this little hill and make it really nice and just sort of round off. As you can see, there's sort of like a little natural pathway coming up that wraps behind the hill, so I kind of want to bring that down and around, sort of meet up maybe where this cow is so that we can connect up to where Ranga's village is going to be. But let's now just head on over to this little hill and make a plan for what we are going to sort of set up our little house, because it is going to be just a very small cozy build, because we don't want to build anything too big here, because, well, we still need to do some work in Foxwood. But I want it to look nice, because I don't want to just build something in Ranga's area that, you know, doesn't look good. But yeah, so I'm not going to try and bring my camera account over here, because Ranga's portal is a fair distance in the nether, and yeah, my guy's just not geared up to survive that walk. So we'll just sort of go through it step by step. So let's start off and grab out a bit more of this, because, well, that's going to be our whole framework. And I'm thinking that I want to start my back corner of the house to be about here. Usually I like to go out 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll place another one and do the same to get my little square. Now, that's just standard little cool build there. And I'm thinking I want to have this as like a little patio area here, so I might go out another 2, place one there, another 2, place one there, so that way I've got a little lift up into the house. This will probably be, you know, ground level standing here, so from these ones I'm going to count up. Usually I do 5, it's just sort of a 5 by 5, and then I shape it a bit more to how I like it. So let's go up 5 off of this one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're just going to repeat. So for these ones being just a little stand up, I'm only going to go up an extra 1 on them, just so it can have a railing coming off, and that's pretty much our whole thing. What do you reckon, Mr. Zombie? You reckon it'll be a nice home? Before he died, he agreed. I swear. You heard it too? Sweet. Alright, so then now let's come over and look at our box. And we've got some of this cobbled stone. The cobbled deep slate, sorry. Which I've noticed Ranga has used a fair bit. So I might have that be the outlining lip. So let's just grab this here and run it around. I think for here, being this, I might just go and give him a bit of a strip. So what I do here is I just go all the way up to, we've got this one, and then usually just go up here and just do a strip, and then I'll come back through and do a bit more of the texturing with the other ones after. So let's just get that done. Alright, now that we've got one of the standard sort of house shapes, let's come through, work out we want our door there. Just going to break it in. Looking inside, if I can jump inside, probably going to want a window to be able to look out at Ranga's place from there. And I don't see why we wouldn't want maybe even a really nice big window here. And then just another one to match the other side. So, that done, let's now come back through And what we want is our calcite, our polished diorite, and our bone blocks. Because these are all sort of the different shades of white that I use to really get those cool textures into it. And I mean, they all go so well together. Even with the bone blocks, how you can place them in the different sort of ways. And, you know, have the occasional one facing out, so you can see that sort of hollowed circle in the middle. Make it look really, really cool. Alright, so I'm just going to go around now, placing all of these in. Not like that one. And then I'll bring you back in once we've got this done on all the sides. See you shortly. Now that we've got all of these sort of decorated out a bit more, let's add in the stairs to sort of round off where the windows and doors are going to go. Which is pretty easy, because I mean, you just break these ones off again, lace them down, and repeat. Alright, now that that's done, next step is remember that you've forgotten to bring glass and your doors, so put that on your shopping list for when you go home. Alright, let's now do the floor. Well actually, let's sleep and then do the floor. That sounds safer. Ranger, I'm borrowing your bed. Forgot to bring one. Again. Right, so after borrowing Ranger's bed and stone cutter, let's now place in the floor. Which, you know, is a very nice sort of easy checkered pattern, which, yes I do have torches, good. Because these are half slabs, and they still, well, as this being bedrock, they let light through. So we just place in a few torches in the corners and center to sort of help with a bit more lighting in this build. And then we just sort of go across and make our checkered pattern. Trying not to fall in the holes that we've just dug. Alright, floor done. Let's do the roof. Well actually, let's try and get this part done. Let's make some spruce slabs. That was way too many. Now do I want this to be, yeah, I think let's go here like this, and then let's have two up like so. Yeah, I think that really nicely sort of fits that. What I need is some dark oak wood, so I've got to get that for the railings and all that sort of stuff. So let's just build the roof and then head back to Foxwood, check on the progress over with the farms, and yeah, come back with what we need. So what do I need for the roof? Now I want this one to be one above it, so just place that like that. Yes, but I think these are the noises and the thought process for when you don't plan out a build. So let's continue not planning out a build. Should be fun.
So I want this one to be this height here, which means I want the next one to be, yes, good. Perfect. Okay, so now I just need to keep it climbing up like this.
And we're now at the center, so let's go in, let's go up, and let's do a fancy little stick-up piece. Break down our scaffolding blocks. And repeat the process. I'll bring it back in. At this point, I'm thinking, I haven't made any plans, so why don't we try building a little bit of a different roof? And instead of just having one angle there, why don't we try and put them on all four? Let's see how that's going to go.
Honestly, I'm not too sure. Just make sure I'm in the center. So we're here. Let's just repeat everything. So right, by two. Two, I want to do a fancy thing. Let's just try this. No, okay. So I want it to go here, 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 and here. Right, let's break out our scaffolding blocks. Now let's add in yeah. How does this look from over here?
I think we did it. I think that's going to work out alright. Let me try and now match that for all 4 sides and bring it back in. Alright, last one there. Let's go and check out, see what this looks like. Oh, nice. I really like how this roof design's come up. Let's fill in the gap there. And then I think we might need to do the trip back to Foxwood. Hey! Oh, he's got a hard hat. Oh, you made me... Oh. My axe was too powerful for this. Oh yeah, that would work alright. And then we can hang a light from there. Alright, so I'm going to fill in all these gaps. Like so. Like so. And then this one here, we go one up there, and then we can just duck in behind it. So we'll do that, go around here, go to Foxwood, get some dark oak so we can put in the railings and that sort of stuff, as well as a few decoration stuff to put inside, like our bed and whatnot, and glass, don't forget the glass. And then we'll also check in and see how those farms are coming along. Alright, so let me just quickly finish putting in these little bits of detail, and then we'll meet back over at Foxwood. I'll see you over there. Alright, back here at Foxwood now. Let's grab ourselves another shulker box and pick up those supplies we need and check over on our farms. So we just grab one of these orange Foxwood shulker boxes. Shulker boxes. I always stuff them up. And what did we need? We needed some glass. We need some dark oak. You also need... Not going to find it there. Aha, here's our dark oak. Do we need any lights? Oh, we always use a campfire. Some of these. That one's an empty one. Some of this stuff might look nice. Oh yeah, now signature flowers that we've got everywhere. No, glass must be. Here it is. That's the one we want. Anything else? Ah, yes. 3 of these to make ourselves a bed. I don't think I need any scaffolding. Not any coarse dirt, but we do need some dirt. So let's chuck this stuff here first. Alright. Put that in there, that in there. Let me just go grab the other few supplies and then we'll go check on that farm area. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. Look how cool that fox is. Oh no, I woke him. Alright, be back shortly. Alright, now that I've collected all those up, let's head over and check out to see how these farms are looking. Let's quickly take flight. Got it. And let's try and get a nice aerial look. As you can see, the first one over here is coming into view. We've got our smaller one and our third. Now, I've only managed to so far just get up the walls and start putting some vines around. But I mean, I think this is coming along pretty good. By the time we finish up building over in Ranger's place, we should come back and all of this land should be, you know, ploughed and sown the seeds in. And we could come back and have a very nice looking garden sort of set up for our entrance. While we're over here though, as you can sort of see by... Oh, not terrible flight. There we go. If we fly up, we can see our nice little pods here for our food and, you know, crops. And I was thinking this space over here, I think that's where we might be setting up our cows and maybe sheep as well. So that might be a plan for next episode, to sort of set all the barn animals up sort of thing over in this space behind our farmland. But with that said, let's now head back over to Mr. Poranga's place and finish off our safety bunker house. I hope Athika doesn't find it and kill us. Alright, back over here now at Ranger's base area with our little build. I think we're going to start off by setting up the dark oak wood for the railings and all the support beams. Chuck in our windows and place ourselves a bed and just sort of do a bit of the decorating. Then I'm going to try and terraform back down the hill slope, but I'm not going to do any gardening decoration stuff. That'll be done off camera. But let's now just quickly do a little bit of, I don't know, making it look good. Yeah, let's do a little bit of making it look good. See you in a minute. Why does it make you 3 doors? I don't get it. That's... Maybe that's why it makes you 3 doors. Gah! Get it in the right spot. Okay, third time's charm. Perfect. Alright, so welcome back. Let's now sort of go through and have a little bit of a look of the interior work that I've done. And then I'll show you a little bit of the landscaping work. But remember, I've still got to do a bit of that off camera because it's a bit of a task and I just don't have the time right now to get it done. I hope Ranger doesn't mind. But we'll get back to that. So, let's spin around, go and have a look at our humble abode. It's not much, but it's home. Well, home away from home. Yeah. We've got our must-have boat, which is, always a requirement when you're around Mr. Pro Ranger. You never know when you need a boat. So I thought I'd better have one out the front ready to go when need be. We've got our mailbox just out here, because, what's a house without a mailbox? One with an internet, yeah, okay. And then we've got a nice little bed over here, and just some simple storage. Nice little lookout window. Yeah, it's very quaint. We've got our little boxes here, but it serves the purpose of, well, when Athica does come back on and he decides he wants to come and seek revenge, we're going to cross the bridge in the Nether to Ranger's place and destroy it, because we all know Athica doesn't really like using his elytra wings, so we'll be safe for at least 10 minutes when he goes and finds him. Hopefully. Alright, but let's now swing around and head on down. I had completely run out of all of my grass and dirt to get this going, and had to, resort to taking a little bit of extra underneath. Let's fly up to one of the trees. You can get a bit of a better look at all the work that I've done. This is a good shot. So as you can remember, this was all sort of carved out and broken up a little bit. And, well, I've just sort of covered over it, and as you can see, I needed to collect a bit of more grass, so we've done that. Don't worry, Mr. Pro Ranger, I'll come back when I've got... See, look, I've put a lot of torches. I'll come back when I've got more torches. But, yes, that's another thing that I've got to make sure I clean up, because, well, this isn't my base, so I don't want to leave it like that for him. But I think this has come up really nicely. I mean, sure, I need to do a few more little finer details, but hopefully I can do them with Mr. Pro Ranger so that this does tie in with his idea for his build and what his style is going to be. Because at the moment, we've got something that's kind of like a nice little cottage, and then in the back there you've got like almost like an Aztec sort of temple going on. So I think I'm going to have to meet up with him if I want to really make this pathway connect through. But that's sort of all of this work over here in Mr. Pro Ranger's place. I think it's time we head back and check on our crops and see if we've managed to finish up the farmland. Alright, welcome back from Mr. Pro Ranger's place, and as we've returned, I've managed to find ourselves a new friend. Yes, they all stay in boats until I can work out how to make them not hate everyone, but until then, our friends are going to stay in boats. But this guy over here, it turns out he's a bit of a rock fan, and that's what his parents named him after, was his favourite brand of amps, so this guy will be known as Marshall. And he's going to watch over the entrance for our storage and, yeah, make sure nothing gets stolen, and, yeah, I think he's got the goods. Yep, see, that was a solid hit then. Showing us why you're here for protection. Alright. I love it. Foxwood keeps getting new members each time. But let's head over, if I can manage to keep jumping up the stairs, good. Let's now head over to our new farmland, which, Look, for some reason, I don't know why, I've built a few trees and now I just lost all motivation to build some trees. I know where they've got to go, I just haven't built them up yet. So again, you're going to see a few bits of dirt just sticking up, and they're going to show you where a tree's supposed to be. Just pretend you see a tree. That's what I'm doing. But if we walk through here, we'll see that we've got some of my vines growing at the moment. I'm wanting to, almost where I'm standing now, have a little bit of an overhang bridge between the two upper hills to connect them to one sort of area for when we've got our build up over on this side. But if we spin around now, our view slightly changed, a fair bit. I still need to do a bit of extra lighting because we've only got the torches at the moment. But if we come in, obviously our first one here, we have our pumpkin and melon set up. And we've just got a few decoration ones here, still waiting for a few of them to grow up. And then once we've got all of this area set up, we'll extend it a bit further and include a few more. Then we've got, which is a bit more easier to see from this side. This is one of those trees that I said, so let's climb our tree. Yep, excellent tree. So over here, which was the larger field that we had, we've got a nice sort of mixture between the potatoes, the carrots, and the beetroots, which is, it's just a random jumble mess in there, but it really, from up here, it just looks all, it's all green. It doesn't really stand out. But when I break potatoes, if you come down and you're walking through and that, you get different sort of views, and especially when you're sort of down here looking up, all the different colors are sort of showing through. You get them from different angles while flying above, and I kind of like that, sort of just all of this in one. We've got our sweet berry bushes up on the hill, as well as our bamboo. That's very much so just for decoration, because over in the industrial area we just have way too much bamboo, so I really don't need to grow it. It's just for looks. And then we come up to here, which isn't quite finished because, as you can see, we've got our purple wool, and if you remember what that means, this is words. Let me try that again. Come on, Mountain, you can do this. This area here is going to have some building of importance, and I'm thinking that this is where we're going to try and store our farmer villagers in the overworld to, let them sort of have a bit of free range, but really they're sort of, we know that each night they're going to come here and sleep, and we can set this area up so they're not going to get attacked. But so I haven't quite finished building up on this space because I want to, build the house first, or the building, and then work around it. Because I don't want to try and fit the building in after I've done terraforming. It makes it a little bit harder later on. But yeah, so that's this one here, and then if we just do a little overview fly and then go off to our last wheat farm, you can see here everything's not rendered in, but as it does, we sort of get a really nice view. We've got our wheat farm, which also has another one of these purple buildings, which I think, we'll just sort of have one or two farmers over here. I do like how this has got a different elevation, but yeah, as you can see, obviously where I was AFKing and get these things to grow, didn't quite get all this area. But I really think that our farms have sort of just made this whole area really sort of start to stand out, and I can imagine that once this building's here and this building's here and we get our trees in, that this whole just sort of view, because like we look over here to Midgard, it's alive. You can tell that this area is something that's been used, and we are now starting to get this look over here, which I've put off for so long. But yeah, no, it's got our paths coming through. I'm just really sort of picturing how this is going to look towards the end of the whole project. But yeah, as you can see, I'm a bit excited and just sort of a bit lost for words. So instead of trying to stumble on all of that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. It's been very much so more of a build one over at Mr. Poranga's place, as we sort of built a basic sort of Foxwood house over there. And then a bit of in-between off-camera work, me building up these farms, because it's it's pretty self-explanatory. If you guys have played Minecraft, you've built a farm very much so like this, so I thought it was pretty nice just to sort of show the in-between stages of it, going from, you know, the wool outlines to then we've got some walls and we've got in our crops now, so, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed that too. But if you guys have made it this far into the video, thank you very, very much. And until next time, bye! Oh, I broke my crops. Damn it.